So as I've done the first week of your semester and all semester long for the 15 week, I'm filming this one the Friday before the week mentioned in the video. Why? Because I do, and because that's the case, I really have no idea what happened on the Super Bowl right now. Did Mahomes crush my dreams and lead the Chiefs to yet another trophy? Did San Francisco manage to topple the commercial beast and win one for my cousins and my friend who has been a Niners fan since we were kids? To be honest, I really don't care. I'm not a fan of either team, and I only look forward to what snacks are at the viewing party. Hell, I don't even do a block pool this year. So, what am I happy about? Well, it's CBS will actually start airing the shows that I watch again. So that's a big plus. Regardless of the outcome, the game is over, the Eagles never made it, the NFL season is done, and we look forward to spring training and to see if the Phillies can recapture the magic that they had only the last few years. All right. This is not a Philadelphia sports class, and the videos are already long enough as it is, so shut the hell up. I get it. I'll just get to the material for this week. What do you think? Sorry, I get caught up in stuff. Anyway, let's go down to the 102 Masterclass schedule, which again, from the main page, we scroll down here, and on the right-hand side, you will see this picture here, view the course schedule, and the link, and we just click on that. Up it comes, and you will see week 2. It's exactly where we're at, okay? There's only a few things to look at this week, one kind of review, and then only one real assignment. So that's pretty cool, right? I mean, I think that's cool, but what do I know? I'm only the guy grading them. Anyway, to start, let's click on choosing search terms for sources. Clicking on there, we get to this page, and it's lovely, I guess. It's a quick shot of understanding on where to start with search terms. I'm not really happy with this page, as some of the information is nowhere near detailed enough, and some is antiquated and incorrect. So let me give you some ideas. First, the research plan here is a solid one with a couple of tweaks. You're already selecting some sort of a debatable or academic topic. You've done that in week 1. Get out of that way. And now you obviously must read more about the topic to find out about it. Your research question must be developed and listed, and then you have to create search terms to look for sources. All right, so the problem here, in order to read more about your topic, you have to search for sources. So how can you read in the second step while you're searching in the fourth? Basically, you need to select the topic, generate the research questions, get the search terms, and find the sources to read. Now, once you do that, then you can go back and ask better questions, or revise the old ones and do the process all over again. It's more cyclical and less only 4 steps. Now, this next part, well, I disagree with this almost completely. First, there was a search engine in the old days before man went on social media, and it was called Ask Jeeves. And this is what it looked like. I mean, Jeeves was always a stereotypical name for a butler, so look, it's Jeeves. He was trying to get you to ask him a question. That's kind of how it went. Anyway, just because Jeeves has long since retired does not mean that you still can't ask questions to get you started. The point that whomever wrote this page is trying to get across is that the volume of words that you use within your search will affect the returning results. The more you put in, the less you get back. The less you put in, the more you get back. Why? The search looks for all of the words mentioned. So if a search is too specific, you're going to miss something. If you were to put in medical practice Gettysburg, you might actually get results telling you that the Gettysburg Medical College also practices golf on Thursdays. You'd have to add keywords like Civil War in quotes or things like that. Take out certain things, maybe add a hyphen for minus in the word golf to eliminate that search result. These are called Boolean or Boolean operators. You can use a plus sign or a minus sign or the word or, and, not, and these will manipulate the results accordingly. Then, underneath, there's absolutely the need by one instructor for you to use Credo, even though it's the least favorite of all my database engines that we have. You're 100% welcome to use it, as I showed you the first week, but you are not required to do so. I think Surge is actually much nicer. So you can use Credo if you'd like. Remember, if you go back to the main page, click on, you got to go to Student Resources. And now we click on The Student Success Toolbox, library, all of our databases are listed right here. So you can click on any of them to kind of find out what's what, okay? Then we can take a look at finding sources on the internet. Wonderful. It's pretty basic, but it's necessary to remind you one of the most important rules for looking for anything on the internet. Just because it's on the web does not mean it's true. Okay? Just because you can find it on the internet doesn't mean it's true. Just because it appears on your phone or on your computer doesn't mean it's true. Am I getting my point across? So this page is here to keep that in your head. Just because you can find it with a few clicks doesn't mean it's worthwhile. I would recommend watching the video on Google searches, because while all of you Google things, very few of you actually know the different tips and tricks which make your searches powerful. Underneath that, there's a list of helpful websites that you can go to. Okay, that's going to help you. These are some pretty solid statistical data for your evidence. There we go. Man, my brain locked up. You can also trust this material was compiled in an above-board way. The midsection is a collection of very reputable news sites over here, which is fantastic. They try to stay in the middle, not the left or the right. And then we have everything else, okay? So pay attention to all of that. Now then, we have problematic websites. First, and the biggest problem I have, Wikipedia is not a problematic website, okay? It's a tool that is misused, but is a good place to get a general understanding of your topic. Don't be afraid to go there because your high school English teachers were lazy. Also, don't ignore the .coms, which is down here, the commercial websites. Don't ignore all the .coms because they told you, oh, they're bad. They're not bad. Look at the list of helpful websites up here again. Washington Post, hey, .com. Wall Street Journal, .com. U.S. News and World Report, .com. Scientific American, .com. All of these .coms are actually good websites. You just have to figure out what works and what doesn't, okay? Procon, I don't like it. It's a great site, but it only gives you the whole picture. It doesn't actually look for one side or the other. So a lot of students like to get to this page and say, well, I found half of it, but I'm not going to use half of it. That doesn't work for me, okay? It's a either or website. You have to have all of it or none of it, okay? University Wire is another not bad website, but it's all student writing. So the research and attention to detail may not always be the best. I would highly recommend against using them if you can. Avoid all personal blogs and websites because they're nothing more than ramblings and opinions of the site's author. There's rarely any facts to be had there. Finally, once again, commercial websites, the .coms, make sure that you at least pay attention to what you're finding. Then we have finding journal articles. Okay, great. This one isn't a long one, I promise. I think it's a long-standing misconception by students and teachers alike that source material has to be incomprehensible and lofty to be any good. Don't get me wrong. There are many, many absolutely brilliant sources out there in the world that are superbly written, impeccably researched, and peer-edited that are amazing compliments to anyone's research. But when do you actually need them? Right now, you're enrolled in what amounts to be a freshman composition course. This is practically the same course you'd have at any accredited college anywhere in this country. You are learning how to put this material together, and you are learning how to make your voice heard. What you do not need are these amazingly intricate academic journals that are geared towards those in master's level and doctorate level, and maybe even beyond, programs. It would be like asking my kindergartner to read To Kill a Mockingbird. While he might be able to get most of the words understood, he'd never grasp the threads between the ideas. It's not because he's not smart enough to understand it, it's because he doesn't have the necessary experience yet. What I'm trying to say is this. I want you to see your research academic and accessible, okay? I want you to dip your toe in and wade into the databases to find the journals, but you don't expect to have immediate comprehension. These are the things that you really have to work to understand. So if you say, Mr. Christopher, I just found 2 articles here on pulsed field ablation helping arrhythmias from the Journal of American Medical Association and the New England Journal of Medicine, I'll say, fantastic. Can you please explain them to me? Because I'm not versed enough to understand the top 2 medical journals in the world. Can you help me? After you pick up your jaw off the floor, we can then try to find more accessible sources to use. So as you have all of this material, this is great. Remember, once again, to find these databases, we go back to the main page here, Delaware Tech's portal page, go to Student Success Toolbox, find where it says Library, and right under here on the databases are all the ones that you want to use. Okay? Perfect. Finally, we have evaluating sources. So clicking on there, we get up to here, and we're talking about fun stuff on here. The scholarly sources here are sources that are written for a high-level audience, edited by experts in the field, and published in recognizable sources. They're the best of the best, and they're always the best, but they're not always the best for you. Remember my example about my first grader, not kindergartner anymore. Sometimes I just forget. Reading To Kill a Mockingbird? Well, try this one. If you find an article that is supposed to be brilliant, but it's written in Swahili and you don't speak Swahili, what good is it? Use sources you can understand and sources that fit with your student awareness. Now, I want you to spend the rest of the time talking about CRAAP. No, silly. Not poop. CRAAP. And not even just simple crap. I'm talking about CRAAP. What good is this semester without a good poop joke, right? I mean, am I even teaching if I don't go there? Anyway, CRAAP is an acronym that helps us determine if a source material is worth our time or not. In short, is this source crap or not? Now up here, you can look and see what a scholarly source is, what if I'm using a scholarly source, what are some other scholarly sources. We've talked about that recently. We have videos here about website evaluations, and then all the way down here, it's the different aspects of CRAAP, but we'll get to that in a second. But here indeed is the actual CRAAP poster. So there are 5 elements to discuss here. First, we have currency, which has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with the timeliness of the information. How old is it? Now, personally, I like things that are 3 years old or less in terms of research. If you want to go a little bit further out, I'll accept up to 5 years, but I still prefer 3 or less. Anything older than that, you're not going to get the most up-to-date information. It's got to be relevant. What you're talking about has to actually match the topic you are researching. Okay? You can't just find something on flag football when you're trying to figure out how to bake a souffle. You need to make it match your topic. Authority is the source of the information, the author, the publication, where you found it, the website, whatever it is. And all of these questions here will help you answer whether or not it passes that particular test. Accuracy, in short, is it correct or not? And finally, purpose. There's 3 general purposes. Persuade, inform, entertain. Is it trying to get you to believe something that it believes? Persuasion. Is it trying just to give you information? That's informative. And is it trying to get you to get angry, to get sad, to get happy, to laugh, to cry, whatever? That's entertainment, okay? And again, you can go down here and actually watch videos of other people talking about it. Currency and relevance, CR. Accuracy, A. Authority, A. P. Purpose, CRAAP, again, okay? That will help you greatly. So please make sure to go through and take a look at this poster. It will help you understand exactly how to put together a good evaluation for a website. Now this one's not graded. If you want to go through and see if you've kind of picked up some good ideas, you can click on the self-check finding resources. It's a little quiz. You just go through and figure out, the answers. Tell me if you're sure, very sure, pretty sure, and it'll tell you the correct answers afterwards. Again, it's not graded. You don't have to do it. It's a good little, 5-minute exercise to make sure that you're paying attention. And if you have any questions about your answers, please feel free to let me know. After that, we have to look at the homework for tonight, or the week, excuse me. So the Unit 1 Literature Review Planner. By clicking on that, we get to this page here, and the first thing you're going to want to do is click on this link, which will open up this template. And once this template's open up, you will notice that you can type in all of these boxes, and they will grow or shrink depending on what you add or delete. Okay, so this is your homework assignment, to fill this out to the best of your knowledge. Yes, it's 5 pages, but it's mostly formatting, so just relax. However, I do want you to use as much detail as humanly possible, because if you do use detail, what you're going to find is that your paper next week is going to be that much easier for you to write. So I have this box up here to kind of keep you centered. What is the general topic that you chose in week 1? What are some search terms that you have started collecting to figure out how you got your research material? Just write them in here, or type them in here, actually. Then your introduction, your first paragraph, answer these questions. We use graphical organizers because it pretty much eliminates the scare of writer's block. So by answering these questions, you now have different pieces that you can put together towards the very end. So what is the general history concerning your topic? What is the overall debate concerning your topic? What is one side? What is the other side? Very easy to answer these. The more detail you put in your answers, the better it will be, okay? What is the purpose of researching this topic? Well, obviously the purpose is because I told you so, and the purpose is that if you don't, you're going to fail. So, if this is the case, you want to prove your side of the argument. You want to get information about it, okay? So you basically are trying to gather information to persuade your reader to come around to your side. There's your answer. So if you're watching this video, rewind it a little bit and write that down. Number 2, what do you believe is important? Why do you believe it's important to research this topic? Why is your topic important enough to gather this much research? Then we get into the research question analysis. Go through and ask questions that will guide your research on this topic. Ask questions that are going to go into the argument to kind of show why it's important, why your side is stronger than the other, why the other side is weaker than yours. So you'll put them right in here in 1, 2, and 3, and then talk to me about the purposes. This is for informational. This is persuasion. This is persuasion. What are the strengths of this question? Why does it really help your argument? What are the weaknesses? Why does it hurt your argument? And so forth. We go down here to the summary and analysis of source number 1. Give me the rhetorical information. Who wrote it? When was it written? What is the title? Where'd you get it from? Where'd you get it from? Okay? So the URL is just a fancy abbreviation for web address. The source, it could be the name of the publication, Scientific American. Okay? And then down here, give me major details and citations. Citations are very easy. It's author's last name and year. And then paragraph. So Smith, 2024, para, period, 4. That would be a citation, okay? So you'll put these all in here. And the Smith, 2024 will be the same for this, and this, but the paragraphs might change because you might be getting your major details from different portions of the article. Then you're going to analyze the source. How does it relate to your topic? How is it significant or relevant to your research process? And then run it through the CRAAP test. Remember, on the CRAAP poster I showed you, there are several different questions over on the right-hand side. Don't be afraid to use them and put the answers in here. The more details that you give, the better your paper will be. What are the strengths of your source and the weaknesses of your source? And honestly, summary and analysis of source 2 is the exact same thing with a new source. You have to find 2 sources for this, okay? Once you're through with that, you get down here to the reflection, which is all about what you think of the articles, what you think of the topic. So please go through and answer these honestly and in detail and tell me what you think. Now, I say what you think, but there's something that kind of comes across as rude the first time I say it, but I hope you get me. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you feel. I don't care what you believe. I care what you can prove. So as you're going through this, don't tell me, well, I think this is a good source. Fantastic. Doesn't matter to me. I think this was a good source because it showed up-to-date research, it was backed up by peer editing, and it hasn't been disproven, blah, 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 blah. Fantastic. Much stronger answer. I don't care what you think, I don't care what you feel, I don't care what you believe, I care what you can prove. Once you get through this, it's your conclusion, very short, and then give references. APA references. There's a link right here that takes you to the Purdue OWL website, OWL, O-W-L, Online Writing Lab. This will show you how to complete your APA reference, okay? So once you are done with this, you submit it, and that's the homework for this week. Pretty slick and easy, isn't it? If you have any questions or concerns, please email me. I hope you're watching the video earlier in the week rather than Sunday night because I'm probably not answering emails until Monday morning once Sunday rolls around. A lot of material this week masqueraded as not so much, but it was still pretty big. So I told you. I mean, right now we're over 21 minutes, and that's usually the longest video of the semester. So have a great week. Reach out early if you need me, and I'll be looking forward to seeing where you are with your ideas on the literature review. See ya.